Everybody shut up and action! Let's talk about the Kung Fu Panda 4 and the Kung Fu Panda franchise, which has kinda killed itself with their new Kung Fu Panda 4 movie. Keeping in tune with the past movies, this movie has a darker theme, something about doing with the self and self-acceptance, of course. That's been a gradual theme in different ways throughout the entire franchise, self-growing, especially for the kids growing up watching these movies. And now this movie is about change and continuing to grow from that change. And if I'm being completely honest, this movie killed the entire franchise. Firstly, it's about as good as all the spin-off shows, where all the spin-off shows, like the Kung Fu Panda Dragon Knight movie show on Netflix, and the Kung Fu Panda Kids show, which is literally just 30-minute episodes of random adventures of Po and the Furious 5. It was just a bad pastime to put kids in front of to watch and waste their time. I don't know. That show was so mid. But this movie was about as good as those. It was just boring. It's an entire story about change, and it's like, okay, that's cool, but like the entire execution is so boring. The story and narrative development, boring. The funny points kind of missed. It hits at times, which is great, and you have good laughs, but it misses for the most part. The entire development, character development, Furious 5 being missing again. Like, I mean, they've been tuning the Furious 5 out since like Kung Fu Panda 3. I mean, if we're being honest, Kung Fu Panda 3, it was a good movie, don't get me wrong. I loved it. It was amazing. But it was kind of starting to fall off with the aspect of Furious 5 kind of being tuned out. It was just mainly Tigers. The people don't want to pay the voice actors to come and perform. I mean, yeah, the voice actors were expensive, but like, the Furious 5 are a big part of the Poe's character, and it's not including them is just, So yeah, that's kind of infuriating, not seeing the Furious 5, seeing lack of characters, and the entire big aspect of this movie was all the villains returning, and that was underwhelming as hell. I mean, Tai Lung, don't get me wrong, he killed it. He captivates you as one of our favorite villains of all time. I mean, he's not even truly a villain, but like, you really love his character. Like, you kind of hope maybe at the end he would return from the spirit realm and like actually be accepted back or something. But like, he doesn't belong back. He's been sent to the spirit realm for a reason, and not because he's evil or anything. He's dead, so he should kind of stay there. You can't mess with the natural order of things now. But like, honestly, the entire movie development, like, I wouldn't even have been mad if they did bring him back. But like, just speaking, the entire story is kind of underwhelming. It's predictable, but like, I mean, there are plot twists which are completely predictable, but they're still executed really well, and it has you hooked. So like, the story from narrative standpoint was actually really good and interesting at times, but for a grand scheme, it just feels extremely childish. It tries to tell this deeper story, but it just feels so stale while it's being executed. Watching before you're like, it's not so bad that you want to leave the theater and just dip, but it's like, yeah, I'm here watching it, nothing crazy, I'm just here watching. I'm not really getting immersed. I'm definitely not gonna rewatch this movie, but like, I'm there watching it, I'm getting bored out of my mind, but oh cool, this part of the story happened, this part has happened, oh, that's a cool way, oh, you're not really funny, Ping Pong, or whatever his dad's name is. Oh, he has two dads, right, yeah, they're going on their own adventure together. Wow, you're trying to be funny, but you're not funny. Even kids aren't gonna laugh at that. Come on, guys. I don't know, it's just unfunny, it's just tries to be, the entire movie as a whole just feels like a cash grab to try and use this franchise to grab people into theaters and use these characters to get people to give them money. I don't know, but like, it just really kills the franchise, and it feels really goddamn boring to watch. And there's so many plot holes. The villain, or the main villain of this movie, is just so damn stupid. I mean, like, oh my god, I am short, I couldn't become a kung fu master because I'm short, so instead I will become a villain. I will go steal the kung fu powers of all the other villains that you faced. Why not the other kung fu masters as well? Like, why only the villains? Huh? Oh, you're short? What about Master Shifu? I mean, this entire movie is kind of building off the other three. It's constantly referencing them. Yet, at the same time, it can't have this big plot hole where, like, what? It just has a bunch of holes in them besides this as well. And it just feels like a complete bore. It just feels really, really stupid. I mean, don't get me wrong, some narrative developments from just seeing how the story progresses and everything, it does get real interesting, but like, a lot of big points are just boring. From the deeper aspect, it's boring, unappealing. I mean, it's not unappealing, but like, it is just boring. It's like, okay, cool, the nice story. It's not really captivating. And other points, the plot is just like, what the hell is going on? What the heck? Like, it's just not as a movie. Like, I say, watch the first three. We will not include this in the franchise. We'll just call it a spin-off movie instead of a spin-off show. We're not calling this a part of the thing. The new character, Nothing crazy about it. I mean, I'm not crazy. People were screaming, "Oh my god, this movie's gonna fail because of Awkwafina." Awkwafina wasn't even bad. Like, yeah, she has a distinct voice you can hear in every movie and every role she takes in voice acting roles. But like, she wasn't even bad. She actually did really well, and she made the character so appealing, even though the character itself doesn't really have appeal from its writing and depiction on screen. It doesn't really have that kind of appeal. But like, the only reason you really like it is because how Awkwafina's performance delivers some sort of empathetic connection to the character, and same with all the other voice actors delivering connections to them, and that's why you're kind of sticking to the theater, because you're like, okay, I've grown up with these characters, I like them, I know them, and like, even though they're being boring and stale now, I love them. I'll give them my respect, and this story is anyway kind of mildly interesting to hook me in anyway. I mean, it's not truly interesting where I'll be like, oh my god, this is so insane. Oh my god, it's crap, Tai Long. Oh, it's nothing so amazing like that, but like, it does have you mildly hooked if I'm being honest. But overall, it's just completely mid. I'll give it like a 65, 70. I'll overrate it a little, I'll give it a 70. 70 overall. It's not immersive, non-rewatchable, not that great in general. We won't consider this a part of the Kung Fu Panda franchise. There's only 3 in the franchise, which are absolutely goated. And then there's this 4th and a bunch of other spin-offs. We're considering this 4th a spin-off because it was not it. Anyway, that's all I have for this movie. Watch at your own risk. Peace.